Hello guys, smaller YouTuber meeting bigger YouTuber, Polish YouTuber meeting Irish YouTuber. They say Poland and Ireland are the same because we drink a lot and we pray a lot. Do you pray?
Yeah, but I don't drink.
You don't drink, alright. So I drink, I don't pray, so that's something in common. Hello, KDH. Is it your first time on the show?
Yes, first time at the guitar show, only here for the day. Yeah, it's an interesting first time.
So what is your impression? What's most surprising? What's like, you know, what's the best guitar you've seen here already?
I think my impression of the show is that it's very much customer focused. Whereas like things like NAMM, that's more trade show, it's more business orientated. Mm-hmm. Whereas here, I feel like it's actually better for a lot of brands. It's kind of the reason that people say that NAMM is dying is because the trade deals aren't happening there, they're happening elsewhere. Whereas here, it makes most sense to have it because, or it makes more sense in what's going on because it's brands going to the customers. It's kind of like a big guitar shop. And I think that was the difference because I've only been to NAMM, so that was my impression of guitar shows in general. Whereas this is very different.
Is there anything in specific that you came here, you know, to see? Was there any brand that you wanted to check out because you've heard of them?
No, I just came to see what was here. There was no intent to try and find something specific. It was just, I wanted to see what was at the UK's biggest guitar show. Mm-hmm. There had to be something cool, so that's why I came.
Is there anything like that in Ireland as well?
No.
Do you have shows like this?
No, there was something called the Music Show, and I think the last one of them happened in about 2012. So it's been a while. It's not really a thing anymore.
Coming back to the guitar, why do you play the guitar? Why did you start playing guitar? When did it? How old were you? You know, what was your beginnings?
I was probably about 10, I think, and I saw the School of Rock movie. And from then I wanted to play guitar.
School of Rock?
Yeah.
With Joe Black, okay.
So that was why little KDH wanted to play guitar, and I haven't stopped since.
So how long are you playing now? Probably
about 15 years, 14 to 15.
But you are not only interested in playing the guitar, you are very interested in gear and everything which is going all around.
Yeah, the business of
I
guitar gear.
I wouldn't say it's like you are gossip channel, because that would be something which is like making a bad side of it. So I'm not using this name, but your topics very often are like from a very, very different perspective.
Yeah, well,
you're looking deeper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just the way I think. I'm just thinking it, and the only difference is that I'm also recording what I'm thinking. That's the only difference. I'm still thinking it if I didn't have a camera. I'd still want to know the answers to the questions that I have.
Did you have any kind of problems with some kind of... Because sometimes you are digging very, very deep.
Yeah. And
sometimes you are taking out things that people don't listen to and don't know, you know, like in a public. Did you have any kind of problems with some kind of companies, brands after the videos?
After the videos? Well, no one's going to be friends with you really after those sorts of videos.
Okay.
So it's no real, like, there's no real problems or issues. No one's going to do anything. Mm-hmm. So not really. It's just we're not going to be best friends.
Okay.
That's it.
Are you okay with it?
Yeah.
Because you want to show the truth. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make if I'm not going to be best friends with a company. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get a free guitar or whatever. I'm okay with that. So.
But there are companies as well that you are friends with.
Yeah.
Ormsby Guitar House is one of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got lots of those guitars. You like those guitars. Mm-hmm. What was your first electric guitar or first guitar ever?
My first guitar ever was it didn't even have a name. It was just like a classical that my sister had, but I got rid of that pretty quick and got an electric because that's what I wanted. So I got a Washburn X Series starter pack, and I still have it. That was actually really good. But that was my first electric guitar.
And the first one, which was, let's say, semi-pro, you know, the one that you started to make all those improvements on, you know, do you remember something like you jumped into something really, really better?
That's a really good question, because I actually don't I know that I must have, but I don't remember one specifically, because I have too many guitars. So there's no specific one that I can say that was the super pro level one, because guitars can be good in all sorts of price ranges, so I'm not sure. I can't actually remember what the best or first best one was.
When you're thinking of the guitar, when you're reviewing guitar, when you're reviewing it for yourself, you know, when you're checking it out, what is the most thing that you are looking at? Why is that thing? What is the most important part of the guitar? You know what I mean?
Most important would be playability for me, because if the guitar doesn't feel nice, it could sound really nice, but if it doesn't feel nice, I won't enjoy it. And I'm very selfish when it comes to guitar playing. I want to enjoy it. So it has to feel good. Then it has to sound good. But even then, you can get bad sounding guitars, and if you put them through a good sounding amp, you know, it doesn't really matter. But it has to play good. If it doesn't feel good, no good amp will change that.
So you mean it's rather dimensions of the neck, the action you can set it up to? That's the most important things for you at the beginning?
I think so, yeah.
Do you have so how many guitars do you have then?
Maybe 30? Something like that.
That's not so much.
Well, it is.
I get something around 90.
Okay, all right.
And I cannot play them because most of the time I spend to maintain them and change the strings, and you know, when I start with the first one, I need to go around, and then I'm coming back after 3 months to the first one I've started with. So it's like, do you have any? If you need to choose one of your guitars, I don't know, go into a deserted island,
okay,
or if there's the end of the world coming, you know. What would you choose out of your collection?
That's a difficult one. Okay, I have a blue Ormsby SX.
I thought it's gonna be Ormsby.
But I also have one that I've been really enjoying a lot, and it's the a blue Vola guitar, a Vola Alls, and that's got like a tremolo, so I enjoy using that as well. So I don't know. Can I fit them both into the same gig bag?
Okay. If you got this double big gig bag, yeah, then yes.
There's my desert island gig bag.
Let's say that like 15 years ago, the country of origin of the guitar was quite important thing still.
Yeah.
Do you think it is like that now, or something changed recently?
I personally don't believe that it's important at all. However, I think some people do think it's important, but that's not based on playability or quality. They're basing it based off old thinking, like thinking that a guitar made in China is bad just because it's made in China. But that's just not true anymore. You can get really good guitars made in China, and you know, I'm gonna make a video about this. Here's a little future topic, but there are some companies that have their guitars partially made in China, and then they ship them to the US or Europe, or they ship them to different places and finish them. And especially in Europe, that's fully legal. You can just you can have a guitar fully made in China, you can put the pickups in it, and then it's made in Europe. So some people believe that where it says it's made matters. I don't, because you can get really good guitars made anywhere.
But from the same point, you said that in Europe it's quite legal. In America, I think it's still not legal to do it. From what I was like looking.
American, it's percentage based.
Okay.
So if you have it's like less than 50%. So if you got let's say the guitar body, let's say it was a neck through guitar body, you got it fully built, but you didn't have the frets in and you didn't have it painted, then there'd be a percentage of the painting and the fretwork and then the putting in the electronics and
then you
all
can
of that.
stamp it
And
with,
then
with American.
but in California specifically, you can't. California's laws are much stricter. That's why they have it. It's something like 95% has to be American. So there are Charvels out there with "Made on Planet Earth" stamped on the back of the
Really?
headstock. Yeah, because it was like 90% made in America or whatever, but the Floyd Rose is made in Germany or whatever and everything. So there are Charvels. I don't think they do that anymore. Not since Fender bought it, but it used to be made on planet Earth.
That's funny, actually. Maybe that's like the future we don't know about yet, and there will be guitars made on Mars or like moon guitars or something like this. Are you rather into digital stuff, like all the new modelers or VST plugins, or are you old school guy and you prefer the amplifiers? I'm digging as well into your latest video when you were saying that combo is the future.
I think so.
Of the guitar amplification.
My personal take is that I like it all. I don't really use plugins because to me just having a laptop there isn't the same. But in saying that, I'll happily use a modeler. I use Helixes a lot. The one drawback is you don't have stage volume if you're playing live. If you're doing content creation, the Helix is great, or any modeler is great because you can just record quietly. You can get a really good tone, any cabinet you'd like, and it'll sound really good. And it's portable and everything. I just think a lot of people do want some stage volume when playing. Some people don't. Some people use in-ears and are in big stages, but in the smaller stages, stage volume is more important. And then people are using full range flat response speakers, and at that point you're just kind of bringing your own combo with a modeler. So I just thought, I think the future of the guitar amp is going to be more towards lightweight combos, because it's kind of a middle ground between a real amplifier or a half stack or whatever. It's a middle ground between that and the portability of a model.
Have you seen GR guitar stuff here?
The carbon fiber
cabinets.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking, like neodymium magnet plus carbon fiber cabinet, and you get like a combo which is, let's say, 8 kilos or whatever. That's a future, isn't it? Because when I was watching your video, I was like, yeah, nobody said it before, but I think that's what it is actually. But combo will be there. Yeah,
because like the touring acts, everything costs more, fuel costs more. You could have your big heavy stack in the back of the van, and that'll cost more. Or you could have a lightweight amplification alternative, and it saves you a lot of money. The show goes on.
So how many amplifiers do you have then? And where do you keep them? Because we can see guitars on the channel, but we cannot see the amps.
Well, you kind of can. The amps are kind of there too. Amplifier base. Okay, I have a high watt amp.
Yeah, the big Fort combo.
I have an orange OR 120 head from like 1974. I've got a Marshall MA 100, which is just kept downstairs behind the couch. I have a Blackstar Series 1 200, which is also kept downstairs behind the couch. I also have a tiny Terror. I have some DV Mark little like solid state heads. I have a Victory Kraken. I used to have two. Now I have one. I also have an unbranded like 50 watt Plexi clone hand wired thing. But yeah, those are my amps.
So, but on your channel, are you using amplifiers to record the sound of the guitars, or you are rather
mostly it's modeler?
It's a modeler, okay.
Unless the video is about an amplifier, or it's like about a speaker or something, then it'll be with an amplifier.
Is it because you don't have facility at home to record record it loud? And
No, I can, but it's a pain. Like, it would be it's just a lot easier and simpler, and I can get more consistency with the modeler. So like, especially if I'm doing like tests, if I'm doing here's a guitar with this or here's without this, with an amplifier I could move the mic a tiny bit and it changes everything, and it's like the test is destroyed. Whereas I did that before accidentally. It was like a string comparison video and I kicked the mic and it was completely useless then.
Yeah, so the environment changed and actually you couldn't finish the video. I know what you mean. That's why I got all my stuff in a separate room. All the mics and everything I got in a separate room, so then I know nobody's going there, nobody's gonna kick anything and stuff like that. Is YouTube your job?
Yeah.
So you don't do anything. You don't do anything else for a living at the moment?
No.
For how long is it like that?
I don't know actually. Like a year, something like
Maybe
that.
a year.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to make YouTube being your job?
Well, 3 years-ish.
That's quick actually. Because why I'm asking, my YouTube is my job as well now, and I'm making it for 10 years now. After 7 years, I started to make it like a living. So for you, it's quite quick if you do that.
Yeah, well, I think the good thing about my channel is that it's not specific. It's very broad when you're talking about guitars. Some channels are more genre dependent. So if they're doing a lot of reviews about metal amps, then it'll be a metal audience, or metal guitars, metal audience, or whatever the genre dependent guitars are. Whereas because I do industry stuff, I'll have people who are jazz players and blues players and classic rock players and then metal players and everything in between.
And like I said, your content is totally different than everything else all around, because you are digging somewhere else and you're looking for topics which are not so common.
Yeah, well, if it's interesting to me, I think it'll be interesting to other people. So that's why I'll only make a video if I think it's interesting, because I have to do all the work. I have to watch it over and over again and edit it and everything. So if it's not interesting to me, then I probably won't do it.
Is it only you who's making it now, or is it someone?
No, it's just me.
Just me.
Everything's me.
You're like a proper YouTuber, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying that if you got already someone who's editing a video for you, you're not a YouTuber, you're a filmmaker now.
No, I have to edit it all, even though I don't like it. I have to edit it.
You don't like editing?
No, editing.
Don't you think it's like some kind of creation, you know?
Yeah, but it still like takes ages, and I don't enjoy it. Like I like when it's done. I think, it looks good, but I don't enjoy doing it.
Okay, but you don't have like watching your videos. You don't need to make like lots of editing. They are quite simple in in all the setup and everything.
Yeah, that's because I don't like editing.
Okay, I gotcha.
I could do lots of editing. I don't want to.
Is there any ultimate guitar that you would like to have, you cannot afford? I don't know, there's not so many of them on the market. Is there a holy grail of yours that you're dreaming about during the nights, you know?
No, I don't think so. I'm happy with what I've got. But I'm just hoping one day I'm going to walk past like a second-hand shop or a charity shop or something, and there's going to be a 59 in the window, and it's going to be up for 200 quid, and I'm just going to walk in, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to sell it to Joe Bonamassa, and then I'm going to buy it. He's the only one that would buy it as well.
Are you happy with the guitar part of your life? Did the guitar made you happy actually?
Yeah, it's better than working in a bakery. So that's I'm here.
But when you started, was it like that you wanted to be who you are now, or because probably when you started, the same like me, there was no. The job of YouTuber wasn't on the planet yet. Perhaps.
Well, it was, but I was just doing it because I was bored. And then it became a job.
Are you still playing in a band?
Yep.
Gigging and touring and everything,
Recording, all of that, yeah.
Okay. Are you the only one who's making you know, are you the main composer, or are you
No,
working
it's like
together with
50-50 with the singer in the band. So I write songs and he writes songs. That's
Is Eddie Van Halen your favorite guitarist? You know what I'm...
No.
I'm talking about the background of your video
Yeah.
when you got over
I mean,
stripes. I was
yeah,
thinking...
that is Eddie Van Halen inspired, but it's not
Okay.
because he's my favorite. It's like he's good, but he's not my favorite. My favorite is Paul Gilbert.
Paul Gilbert, same with me.
Ah.
Have you ever shaken hand of him?
Yes.
Quite big hand, isn't it?
Like, hello, Paul.
Yeah, that's
He's
what it is.
quite- he's quite tall.
And then his hand is like, you know, we say in Poland it's like a loaf of bread. It's this size. All right, the last question, I'm gonna, you know, let you enjoy the show. The last question is not like from the guitar stuff. What are you driving?
I'm not driving.
All right,
I'm learning to drive,
you're learning to drive.
but I'm not driving. I don't have a car yet.
So if you don't have your ultimate guitar, what car you want to buy?
I don't know, something with some decent boot space for an amplifier.
So we call it combi in Europe. You call it estate in English, isn't it?
Oh yeah, like a Seat or something. Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot. Enjoy the show. It was really, you know, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you
I was
too.
really hoping yesterday when I came. I was like, I hope he's gonna be here because I want to talk to this guy. He's always talking clever stuff, and I like to watch his channel. Thanks a lot. I hope you guys enjoy that.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Exactly, like and subscribe. See ya.